let's just do this now, since we're like deep in the depths of
of
Nerdville.
Of all things despicable.
Okay.
So last podcast we held a contest.
Yeah.
And I gave away my copy of the Burning Crusade Collector's Edition. Big heavy box, 7 DVDs in it. It's got mouse pads, maps, and
you were dissing it earlier. We remember what it is.
Yeah.
So
he dissected it. He was calculating its net worth.
Man of my word, I gave it away.
Yeah.
But the condition for the contest was that you prove that you are just the biggest slime bucket and dirtbag out there by showing photos of your gaming center and just like how squalid it is.
It was awful.
So people, Ryan was upset immediately. Tell me what was wrong in your mind with the principle of this contest.
Well, I figured that it was flawed on the basis of, anybody who's gonna be qualified enough to enter this contest already lined up and has a copy of this collector's edition.
That's actually one good point.
If your living condition is that bad,
right.
You've already earmarked the money to pay for it.
And I didn't care because I wasn't worried about getting it into the right person's hands. I just wanted some stuff to laugh at, and I got it in spades.
Give the heroin addict another hit.
And I felt like, sort of like, I think it was the dad in me. I felt like, we should have rewarded the person like with the cleanest room.
Right.
Clean your room, and then you can have a Burning Crusade.
I wonder how many people just like took a trash can and just dumped it over their computer.
But we tried to allow for that, right?
We did. No, we tried to allow for people Googling like just filthy fecal rooms, feces plus like living space, and posting whatever, copying and pasting whatever. Like
the antivirus HQ.
So they had to have like their screen name appear in there, and some people were clever and they wrote them on tortillas, like they had half-eaten burritos with their name written on the side of it.
Some people really tried hard,
and others, I knew some would just like sully their space. Artificially would just basically overturn trash cans on their monitor, and that was fine because still it doesn't matter. They got to clean it up if they want to. If they're going to go to that length, and some clearly did. It's like let's point out.
I think the best part is the guy who does that and he comes in second place, or he just doesn't.
This guy Slavic, he was going to come in second place, but I asked around the building, and from Electronic Gaming Monthly's own editor in chief Dan Shu, he volunteered a copy so I could give a second grand prize winner.
Oh, to Slavic.
And this dude, you could tell he was a slob, he was naturally a slob, but he was so determined to win. He painted shiners on himself, taped his arm off. I don't know what the hell. It's like instead of like a belt or something, he put a bunch of duct tape over his arm.
That's the committed heroin addict.
He's laying back. And these photos here, you're passing them around in the studio. You can't really see everything because it's just a fraction of. When I went to print it, it only printed a little quarter of the image, but. He had basically pizza mashed in between the keys of his keyboard, and there was this disgusting. There was food everywhere. It looked like someone someone hit a pig with an RPG and then just like let pieces around. And there was a condom.
That was the condom picture.
Condom hanging over the keyboard with a banana mashed up inside of it.
Oh, that's nice.
And so this is okay.
Like that was the image that
at least he owned
the whole thing.
Okay, he owned a condom.
So this guy, you can see all these still. If you go to our forums, you can look at these pictures. But this one, there's some that I want to point out. Some features of that were real. A lot of them, certain things would come up, and you would see like Tums. Which makes sense because I saw the pizza in the keyboard, so that you're going to need the Tums. I saw Febreze a lot.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. It's going to stink. But like this fool has got like, I see something like baby powder or something by the monitor. But you got to think about it.
Be chafing.
Then if you live in these kind of conditions, okay, I could buy the baby powder. But
Gold Bond much better.
Gold Bond ointment. And some of these though, look at that on the counter. What do you see on the desktop right there?
Is that a jar of Vaseline right there?
Yeah, so you get the Vaseline.
Full effect in a box of tissues.
That could be for anything.
Okay. Right next to the notebook.
What about this? One dude, he's got a bucket of Mountain Dew. Now, when I say a bucket, I mean this shit has got a handle on it. Like, okay, who drinks out of a bucket?
What do you mean? It's like cans in a bucket, or like a bucket full of?
It's like 144 ounces.
No. How do you know it's actually a soda bucket?
It's a bucket.
Wait, do you have a picture of that?
No, it's cropped out, but we can show you later.
Is there like a giant straw?
Is it still Slavic we're looking at?
No, this was the other guy that won.
Wait, how do you know it's Mountain Dew?
It says Mountain Dew on the side of the bucket, dude. Wow. It's a bucket. This guy drinks out of a bucket.
So,
He's like, no, he's surfacing.
he should have been in the picture.
He's surfacing for lard in a vat of air. He just like comes up in that thing.
What I got to say to these guys?
I want to see a picture of the guy who's like.
Let me say this though: the main thing when I looked at these, I remembered like there's that kid, when you were younger. And his mom or his dad has the money, and so they buy him the video game systems. And you don't really like this dude, but you go to his house because I want to play some Phantasy Star. I just want to see what the Genesis looks like, But this dude, if this was that dude, I wouldn't even go. I don't even.
Well, this is him.
Like it's not even. This
is him 20 years later.
He's your friend.
Actually,
go into that place.
I knew a kid growing up. He had like a huge room, and like parents would hook him up with everything: computers, games, whatever. He'd have comics, novels, books. Like basically, he had like stuff like strewn all over the floor. You couldn't even see the floor without stepping. You were going to be stepping on something.
Right. Yeah. That's what these are.
I mean, this is total chaos theory. It's
you can't see. Yeah, you can't see the carpet. You can't see.
What I want to say to these guys is, especially now that they've won, just clean the fucking food up. If nothing else, if you got to leave the game boxes lying around, I mean, pick up those plates and put them in the kitchen. Is it that hard?
Yeah, not always, but once in a while, Mom was right.
Yeah, really.
And there's one dude, I don't see his picture here, but there's one dude that had like a 2-liter soda bottle of mysterious
like
yellow
piss.
liquid.
And that was the thing. After I saw that was clear. That dude had like a pee jug he made, and I was like, the only way it's going a step further is if there's
the
a poop sock.
Here we go.
And that's
the secret origin
when
of the poop sock.
Okay, so that's basically when, like these guys in every other respect, meaning that your living space looks like a tornado ripped through a trailer park, and then it zipped down past the landfill. And it just like suddenly lost all power and just dropped everything in one big heap. And then you get out and you say, check that out. You put your stake in it and you put up 4 plywood walls around the side and you get your like corrugated sheet metal roof on top. You go in there and you hook your WoW up. And then you don't stop playing WoW for weeks to the point that when you have to evacuate, you got a sock and you do it in the sock.
So basically, it's a gaming Hooverville you're envisioning where people.
It is a Hooverville.
I just feel myself wondering though. So you have a bottle full of pee. You know what? That takes a lot of aim and a lot of
It's concentration. You could just get up.
You could just get up and go to the damn bathroom at that point.
Dude, some things. That's a good game. Anyway, but yeah, those pictures are still up on the floor. I think everyone should go have a look at them just to remind yourself, like, no matter how. I mean, if you think you're slightly messy, or if anyone tells you, your significant other tells you clean up a little bit, go on there and hook them up with these bad boys.
Yeah, you see this, honey?
This is some repugnant shit.
But you know what? I want our next contest to be the opposite, and I want Slavic and Manji to enter that contest.
Okay.
So clean up your rooms. Okay. You can win again if you have a clean room.
So the gaming makeover.
Gaming makeover.
And then the only one winner though, and the guy who cleans up better. Nah, I can't. I don't know.
There's some nice. I've seen versions of that. People with like. Then you get all the Daddy Warbucks showing their like quadruple monitors.
Hey, I don't care about if it's like fancy. Just clean. We got to be nice. Yeah. No, stains on the floor.
Yeah, Confucius say if you want to get action.
This is like beyond that though. This is like your mom won't even call you when your room looks like this, man.
Maybe that's why.